Ooh, and we picked up the mouse! Head down the stairs, grab all this stuff. Can't quite pick up the fish.
Hi, this is Tim's friend Andra. I just took Tim's viewer survey, and so should you. It's one question long and linked down in the description, so right-click and open it in a new tab while the intro rolls. Thanks!
All footage in this video is captured from original hardware using my late model PS2 Slim and an open source scan converter. No emulation here. Okay, so we are going to be playing Katamari Damacy. This is a pretty well-known game. There's a good chance you've heard of it. I haven't played this since it first came out. One of my buddies had this, but I never did up until very recently. I picked up a copy. A local game store actually had a whole bunch of like new in-box copies of this. So I picked one up pretty cheap. I couldn't resist. I haven't played at all except for, you can see here, the little save. I did like the quick intro thing to learn the controls, and that's it. So we are going to dive in and see what we get. Now, if you're not familiar with this game, the concept is that it's pretty surreal, right? There's this really bizarre plot where this guy here with the funny head, the king of the cosmos or whatever, has like shattered all the constellations and stars in the sky or something, and you have to restore them by taking this semi-round device called a Katamari and rolling it around to pick up random stuff that you find on the ground, and it'll grow in size. It's like adhesive. As should be obvious from this, I don't even know how you describe this surrealistic intro, the game's kind of trippy. And this was extremely popular, when it first came out. It's still popular now. It spawned a bunch of sequels, and I have very fond memories of this game. So we'll see what we get here. Now, if memory serves, okay. So we have to we go to these different levels and try to like roll up a certain mass of stuff to increase the size of our Katamari thing. It gets bigger as we roll up more stuff. If that doesn't make sense, it'll become immediately obvious once we get going what the deal is. And he's apparently going to give us some random information about the Philippines. Oh yeah, so our character's that little green guy on the bottom. And we're apparently like the prince, and that big king is our father or something. It's kind of trippy and surrealistic, but that's fine. I mean, it's fun. This is one of those games that you're not really supposed to take it too seriously. It's just random, innocent fun. They took a pretty simplistic concept, rolling the ball to collect stuff, made a game out of it, and it kind of got a little weird. All right, so the controls are going to take me a little while to readjust to. You control your movement entirely with the analog sticks on the controller. And can I get these guys yet? I cannot. And you use both sticks facing forward in order to move forward. And if you want to change direction and turn like that, you have to do one stick up, the other stick down. And it's a little weird to get used to the controls. I had honestly forgotten how difficult the controls were. And look at that! That looks like a TurboGrafx game. Look at that! We found a TurboGrafx game inside of Katamari Damacy. How cool is that? I don't think I noticed that back in the day. Okay, so we we picked up a stick of gum or something, and that's one of the little quirks is that as you pick things up, and your little adhesive ball, your Katamari, gets bigger, you can absolutely pick up stuff that'll make your ball all lopsided, and it'll get a little bit more difficult to control and roll around with. And that's kind of one of the gimmicks, is trying to avoid that from happening. And eventually, if you play this long enough and you get into some of the later stages, your little Katamari ball here gets big enough where you're like rolling up like buildings and skyscrapers and bridges and stuff like that. It gets pretty crazy. One of the other things that I really liked about this game, the soundtrack is excellent. If you haven't ever played this before, right? What's this? Oh, he's just giving. Yeah, we got a milestone. We hit 10 centimeters. If you haven't ever really played this, and you're a fan of game music or even just kind of weird music in general, you owe it to yourself to look up the soundtrack for this on YouTube or something. It's pretty fun. It's good, innocent, happy music that doesn't really have any point or angle to it. It's definitely fail. Definitely full of catchy tunes and stuff. And can I get that yet? I did. Okay, now we're all lopsided. Oh, all right, now we're getting rolls of tape. Oh, yeah, the camera controls are difficult. I think personally the hardest thing about this game really is the controls. But it's good fun. And part of the game mechanics is that the bigger your ball, your Katamari gets, the bigger the stuff you can pick up. And if you smack into something, if I'm moving along and I smack into that radio, some of the stuff will just fall off of my Katamari ball. And we don't want that, and we're all lopsided and weird now. And I think I'm gonna have to make it up that ramp, picking up these cassette tapes. So those blue things, by the way, for all the younger people who are going to be watching this, those are 4-track audio cassette tapes. That's a thing that we had back in the 80s and 90s, and we used to use those to listen to music. There is a good chance that you've never actually seen one of those if you're under about 30 years of age. So us old farts have fond memories of those audio cassettes. But it's one of those things, like the 8-track before it, that's just kind of going the way of the dodo bird. Oh. Okay, so that was a pretty good failure. I tried to roll across that bridge, but my Katamari ball got big enough where instead of rolling across the bridge, I picked it up. So that was kind of a silly failure. All right, come on. Oh. Go up here, see if I can grab all these goodies. Oh, hey, look at that. There's we're totally messing up this guy's dinner. All right, me try and build up some momentum. No. I have one. Oh, it's because I'm fighting the. There we go. All right, I have a minute left. So that's the main obstacle you're up against is the timer. So I have a minute left to get 1 more centimeter. I can probably manage that. I just got to find some more of this crud to pick up. There we go. So it looks like I got it. Look at that. Not bad at all. A big Katamari indeed. Ignoring, that later on we get Katamari that are kilometers across, but whatever. Yeah, so again, the plot. We're apparently gonna turn this Katamari into a star. Okay, so I've got that 30-second countdown. I don't know, I don't remember if I'm supposed to exit out before the countdown or if I'm gonna just win the mission when the countdown finishes, since I've met the 20-centimeter objective. But I guess I will find out in a moment. Oh, it was boring to watch. Thank you. Thank you for the criticism. Royal Rainbow! Yeah, we apparently like get swallowed by the king when we end a mission. Okay, so it looks like that was a success. We wrote out the time and we hit our 20-centimeter objective. Pencil star. And so, as you're completing levels, right, the idea is that you make those stars and it creates constellations in the sky.
Okay.
And these really surreal cutscenes. Alright, let's hit the next level. Alright, we did make a star 2, make a star 3. We'll try this. I have never been to Portugal. So the sky just, litters the planet for us to pick things up. So nice of him to just, litter all this random stuff all over the place. Alright, so now we're trying to get 50 centimeters. And we'll see what we can get with that. Ooh, toothbrushes. Magnets, all these little toys, water faucets, Legos. Oh, yeah, fighting the camera controls again is definitely one of the primary difficulty elements of the game. I don't remember from having played this way back if I ever fully got adjusted to the movement controls. But there's definitely a little bit of a learning curve. Alright, we're not, doesn't look like we can get up there yet. We gotta pick up some more of the little stuff before we can be big enough to head up that little embankment. And again, the soundtrack for this is just so goofy and fun. I can't recommend highly enough. If you're not familiar with this, you really need to find the soundtrack and just give it a run through once. Kids especially will probably love it because it's just innocent, fun, goofy music that you can hum along to. Not really like lyrics or anything like that. No language barrier. And we're apparently picking up shuriken. What could possibly go wrong with that? Hey, I wanted that. Oh. All right, now we can get up here. Now we're rolling. Toy capsules. Yeah, and down in the lower left, it shows us what we're actually picking up. All right, 20 centimeters. We're almost halfway there. Ooh. Yeah, the controls are just killing me with the analog sticks. I've never been super good with analog sticks on a gamepad. Like first-person shooter games on a console, I just can't do it. I just can't do it to save my life. I need the keyboard and mouse for a first-person shooter. And for a game like this, controlling, like, having to turn with opposite thumbstick up-down movements is just completely against my gamer instincts for movement and camera control. I mean, it's not, you know, I don't want to give the wrong impression. The controls aren't bad or anything like that. It's just for me personally, the controls are somewhat difficult. Oh, we picked up a letter to somebody. You are not getting your mail today, good sir. Alright, that person's going to probably walk all over us as we're stealing the veggies. Can I pick up the veggies? I cannot pick up the veggies. Alright, we'll head back this way. Alright, we are about halfway there. That's good to see. Almost picked up those shoes. I think those are geta, traditional Japanese sandals. Ooh, and we picked up the mouse! Head down the stairs, grab all this stuff. Can't quite pick up the fish. Yeah, and so as you grow in size, you know, you can kind of like revisit parts of the stages you were at before to be able to pick up some of these objects that you just bounced off of previously, like all those cans of mackerel. And even that cat. I mean, if we kept going at this long enough, we could probably pick up the cat. Like that mouse, he's mine. And the takoyaki, I'm not really sure what that is. I don't know Japanese food too well. And the cat, we are not going to be able to grab him yet. However, grabbing all this food off the stove, because why not? Oh, we picked up some underwear. That's wonderful. Just what I wanted to have. Paintbrush. Alright, we're almost there. It looks like we've got about 3 minutes left. And can I go up the stairs? Not quite. Yeah, see, if you look closely there, when I smacked into the stairs, a few things fell off of my ball. So if you smack into solid objects and stuff with enough force, you'll lose size. Thanks, cat. You'll lose size. That's one of the difficulty elements. Alright, there we go. Now we're talking. Alright, looks like we got it. Yeah, you always get the commentary from the king, and it's always really nonsensical. I have to wonder what the translation job on the script for this game was like. And that's not a criticism, you know. It's an amusement. That it must have been a really strange gig to translate the script for a game like this with just such nonsensical dialogue. Oh. Yeah, now we're picking up the big stuff. Can we get those shoes? Alright, we got the shoes. That car has some strange hubcaps. I always kind of liked the art style in this game. I mean, it's low polygon. It kind of has to be, considering, you know, the hardware limitations of the PS2 and just the number of objects and everything. But I think the... Oh yeah, we'll grab a fire extinguisher. I think the artwork style in this game is very fun. They did a good job at making it, you know, lighthearted and kind of innocent. And I think I mentioned before, but, you know, oh, we picked up the dog. One of the things I liked about this game and I think really lent towards its popularity over time, was that it really is just like such an innocent concept. You know, it's something like Tetris. You can give this to an 8-year-old. They'll pick it up in 5 minutes and have a blast with it. You know, or you can give it to some old fart such as myself. It took me, a couple of minutes to get the controls, and we'll still have a blast with it. It's just a timeless classic. Royal Rainbow a second time. And he's got us on his finger and our ball of stuff on the left. So that's always good. And we'll make our star in the sky the Bistro Star. All right, that's fine.
Mom, they said on TV that all the stars disappeared.
Oh, honey, things like that just don't happen. There's our cab now.
Yeah, these cutscenes are so strange.
But that's what they said, right?
Oh, crazy stuff. Well, I think I'm going to about wrap it up there. This was Katamari Damacy on the PlayStation 2. If you're not really familiar with this game, this is what it's all about. What I showed you there is basically the whole game. It's an extremely simple concept. You can just pick it up and go with very little learning curve. The soundtrack is amazing. The basic premise is goofy, innocent, and surreal. I strongly recommend it. This is the sort of game where, again, you can just pick it up for 10 minutes at a time and just sort of dive in for some innocent, goofy fun. So we're going to call Katamari Damacy a wrap. And as always, thanks for watching.